cruelty can be defined in many different ways. One way would be feeding an animal or causing physical pain to the animal. Another way would be neglect, by not feeding your animal or not taking proper care of the animal's needs. Another way, well, this is morally wrong, dog fighting, which should never be done under any circumstances. There are three main points I would like to get across to you today. One, like humans, animals feel pain also. Two, animal cruelty causes severe consequences. And three, animal cruelty leads to violence in humans also. But first, before I talk about my first main point, I'm going to show you a video on animal abuse.
The big story that we're following tonight, a Port St. Lucie man is accused of abusing the family cat.
Police say his daughter captured him choking and injuring the cat on her iPhone camera.
Terry Parker is live in Port St. Lucie with the disturbing video. And Terry, we want to let our viewers know right away that the cat is fine, right?
The cat's okay, at least for now, but here's what happened. Police say that this 12-year-old girl grabbed her cell phone and started recording her father abusing the family cat. Now, we were there in court when he was arrested for this crime. We've got exclusive video of that. But what we do want to warn you about is how graphic and disturbing this cell phone video is. 43-year-old James Fiengo was in court on a restraining order his wife was requesting when the judge learned he had an open warrant for felony animal abuse and ordered him arrested. The evidence? This cell phone video recorded by Fiengo's 12-year-old daughter, showing what detectives say is Fiengo torturing the family cat, Joey.
So let him go?
Yeah. They gave me 5,000 tokens.
According to Port St. Lucie Animal Control, Fiengo repeatedly abused Joey whenever his wife left the house.
The whole family, children, witnessed the abuse repeatedly, and he would never do it in front of the wife, so they videotaped him.
What are you complaining about?
Investigators say the daughter grabbed her cell phone when Fiengo trapped Joey in his arms and began his routine.
Yeah, the video is pretty graphic, and he's making faces through the whole video like he was enjoying what he was doing.
Officials say Fiengo squeezed Joey's head repeatedly, choked him, and hung him by the tail to hit him. This x-ray of Joey's tail shows a broken vertebrae. Fiengo was taken to the St. Lucie County Jail based on the evidence. We tracked down his best friend who defends him.
The cat had just got done playing with his daughter, scratched his daughter. His daughter was bleeding on her arm. She came out crying, "Daddy, Daddy, the cat hurt me." So he naturally, got protective.
Police say that's not the case, that not only Joey had evidence of chronic abuse, but the children reported he abused the other pets too.
He would lay on top of the German Shepherd and bite its muzzle until it screamed.
Well, officials say there wasn't any cell phone evidence of him abusing the German Shepherd or the other pets. They say, in fact, once he threw the other cat against the wall, knocking it unconscious. But without the video evidence, they have not brought charges in those cases. They say Joey, however, his ear, the cartilage is damaged. His tail shows evidence of chronic abuse, and he can't eat very well, indicating that his jaw is damaged. The man behind all this, who's charged with these crimes, remains tonight in the St. Lucie County Jail. Live at Port St. Lucie, I'm Terry Parker, WPBF 25.
As you can see, no animal should have to go through that. Animals, like us, are quite similar in our body language. According to Arianish, Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, animals show pain through their facial expressions. And there was a case where a lobster was tortured, yet and you could see through its facial expressions, but animals, like the lobster, they don't have an automatic neurosystem. That means that they don't go into shock whenever they get hurt like humans, so they feel this pain more intensely. It's never okay to hurt an animal. Think of it as viewing consequences toward yourself if you were to hurt a person compared to hurting an animal. Like humans, animals feel pain also. My second point is animal cruelty has serious consequences. According to Stray Pet Advocacy, for unintentionally harming an animal, in Minnesota, you can receive up to a $300 fine and a year in prison. If you harm the animal intentionally by like hitting it or any physical harm, you can get up to a fine of $5,000 and 2 years in prison. Animals should never be beaten or abused under any circumstances. No matter what they did or how mad they made you, you never beat an animal. When you beat an animal, it shows what type of a person you are. It actually affects you. The way we treat animals shows everyone what kind of a person that you are. On my third point, I would like to point out that animal cruelty is linked to violence in humans. If someone is charged for a murder crime, they are most likely also charged with violence to animals. Animal cruelty leads to human violence because when murderers start out, they start out hurting smaller things like animals and gradually build up to humans, which is really sad. In households, if the parents beat animals, the humans or the children see that, and then they go on to that path of beating animals. But officials say that if you catch the animal cruelty right away, you will most likely cure that problem of that certain case, not all problems of animal cruelty. Being nice to animals or courteous to them actually helps us, because when we beat an animal, that kind of shows us that we have a psychological issue with ourselves, like murderers. After I've showed you or told you about why animal cruelty is bad, you would think people wouldn't do it, right? But another question is, how are we going to stop that? I'm ending this speech by telling you you need to take action. Those animals are going to die if you don't help them. And we need to do what's best for them, and it will make us a better person. So, are you going to do the right thing? Or are you going to let those little animals die? But before I close this speech, these are reasons why animal cruelty needs to be stopped. 1, animals, like humans, feel pain too. 2, animal cruelty has serious consequences. And 3, animal cruelty is linked to violence in humans.